Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sorry for the internet issue, and then we will continue our slide to the next activity. The Arduino definition, it is an easy to use hardware and software based electronic platform. And Arduino is divided into three parts, which is the smallest one, Arduino Nano, the standard one, Arduino UNO, and the biggest one is Arduino Mega. The difference between all these three Arduino is the input output port, which is the Arduino Nano has the smaller input output port, and Arduino Mega has the biggest input output port. Arduino also can be considered as analogy with human brain, human eye, human hand, and human leg. For the microcontroller, we can assume that it is a human brain or the central processing unit. And LED and buzzer, they can also be compared with our eye and our mouth. Okay, this is the Arduino UNO cross section for using in other devices. The top one, it is that we can connect to the computer or laptop, which is the USB port. And then right here is the positive 5 volt and also negative, or we call as ground. And down here from A0 until A5, it is a pin analog. And then this processing unit, which is we call as microprocessor, the chip is we call as Atmega 328P. So this is where all the microprocessor process the signal is happen. And from pin 2 until pin 3 here, it is a digital input output pin. Okay, there is a various ways to turn on the Arduino. We can use USB cable, we can use DC power jack, and we can connect to voltage input and ground. So to connect the USB port, we connect to the here, and the DC power jack we can connect here, and then connect to the voltage input and ground we can connect here. Okay, the Arduino kit that we can find around Shah Alam is we can buy it from IG Electronics. So if you live nearby Shah Alam, you can get all the Arduino kit at this place. Okay, how the hardware setup from the microcontroller or Arduino to the laptop. We need a microcontroller, and then we need a USB cable, and we need a laptop. And also, if you want to learn how to code the software of the Arduino, you can download the Arduino IDE from this website. And inside the website, there are a lot of projects that we can try by ourselves. Okay, before we start our activity, we need to know the basic of circuit assembly by using breadboard. Okay, how to connect a circuit using a breadboard is, we need to know that breadboard has two different connections. Okay, the two points here, they are connected vertically. Same goes to the right hand side. But at the middle one here, they are connected horizontally. So we need to make sure that we connect the devices is in the right way. As you can see the example here, if we want to connect the LED, we need to connect the LED like this or like this. Okay, right before we do our activity, we need to write program using Arduino IDE. You turn on your Arduino IDE, then there is a Arduino IDE, and then you connect the microcontroller to the laptop using USB cable, and at the Arduino IDE, you click tools and then go to boards and choose Arduino UNO. Then you click tools, you go to the serial port and then select your COM. Okay, this is the first activity that we will do. We will try to turn on the LED. Okay, as you know, LED we have two types of legs, which is the long legs is the positive, the short legs is the negative. So the short leg of the LED we need to connect to the negative terminal, or we call as ground. And then for the long legs, they are connected to the 220 ohm resistor, and then we connect to the digital pin number 2. What we need is a jumper, male to male. We need a LED, and then we need a resistor. Right now, I will show you how the LED will turn on. Okay, I already set up the code here for the LED to turn on. So at the board setup, we write the pin mode. Okay, at the pin mode, we declare pin number 2 as an output, so that the pin number 2 we can transfer the signal to the LED. Okay, at the void loop, we declare firstly the pin number 2 is high, and then we delay for 1000 milliseconds, and then we declare again pin number 2 as low, and then we delay for 1000 milliseconds. The output for this process is we can see that the LED will turn on for 1 second and then will turn off for 1 second. So we verify first our code here. So we go to tools, we select Arduino UNO, then we go to tools, we select port at port COM number 4. After we setting the port, and then we upload. As you can see here, this LED is blinking on for 1 second and off for 1 second, and then it will repeatedly until infinity. Okay, so if we reduce the delay from the code into 100 milliseconds, you can see that the LED will turn on and turn off more faster. So you can see this is the result if we reduce the delay to 100 milliseconds. Now we will continue to the next slide. Okay, how the source code is function. As I told you before, we use syntax or we use command pin mode to declare pin number 2 as the output. And then at the while loop, we declare pin 2 using command digital write to write the digital value to pin number 2 as high. And then it will delay for 1000 milliseconds, or if we convert to second, it is only 1 second. And then after 1 second, using command digital write, we declare pin number 2 as low. So this command will send the signal low to pin number 2, and then it will delay for 1000 milliseconds. Okay, the process of the activity 1 is we have the input, and then the microprocessor will process the input, and then they will produce the output to the LED by supplying using 5 volt. Okay, next we turn to activity number 2. We will try to turn on various LED. Okay, right now we will use another LED, which is red LED. We connect to the circuit to produce dual LED blinking. Okay, the function of the LED also same before this. The short leg will be the negative and the long leg will be the positive. Okay, and then the red LED we connect to the resistor 220 to the digital pin number 3, and then the ground we connect to the ground. Okay, now I will show you how the code is functions. Okay, this is the code that we will try to upload to the Arduino. Same concept before this. We use command pin mode 2 we declare as output, and pin mode 3 we add to the system. We declare it also as an output. And then at the void loop, we only add another 4 line of code to represent the red LED. Because the red LED will connect to the digital pin number 3, so we need to use command digital write to pin number 3 as high, and then we delay to 1000 milliseconds, and then after 1 second they will turn off the LED. Okay, then we see what happened to the our circuit if we use this code. So we click to upload. Webinar. Yeah. Okay, this is the result that we upload the code at the circuit. You can see that both LED is blinking. From LED green is blinking for 1 second and off for 1 second, and then red LED also blinking for 1 second and off 1 second. Okay, so how it is work? We use the same command. Okay, we use at the board setup we use pin mode command when we want to declare pin number 3 as output. Then at the void loop, we just add another code line of code to represent the pin number 3, because we already add red LED to the pin number 3. Okay, we use send command, which is digital write, when we want to send the signal to pin number 3 as high, and then delay for 1 second. After that, we use the same command digital write to send the signal low to pin number 3, and then we delay for 1 second. So we can see that the LED is blinking like a flip flop. Okay, and then the process how the Arduino process the input is same as before. We have input, and then microcontroller will process the input and then transfer the signal to the output device, which is our LED. Then for the activity number 3 is we want to detect objects using infrared sensor or infrared detector. In infrared detector, we have 4 pins, which is output pin, ground pin, and VCC pin. The VCC pin we connect to the 5 volt, and then ground we connect to the ground of the Arduino, and then output, okay, output we connect to the pin number 4, so that the signal from pin number 4 can transfer to the infrared detectors, or infrared detectors send the command to the pin number 4. So how we want to put it? Okay, we add another pin mode command, which is pin number 4. We declare pin number 4 as input, because the infrared detectors is receive signal from the environment. So we declare pin number 4 is input. Then at the void loop, we declare we need to use sensor. We rename it as a digital read. Okay, digital read means at the pin number 4 here, we will receive signal in digital. So if the sensor receives signal high, the LED at pin number 2 will be high and LED at pin number 3 will be low. Else, if the digital read at pin number 4 is low, the LED at pin number 2 will be low and LED at pin number 3 will be high. So we can see that using this code, the LED will be blinking on and off. Okay, let's see what happened to the code. Okay, this is the code that I already write it. So we try to upload. So as you can see here, this is the infrared detectors. Then this is the LED. You can see here, if no blockage to the LED, to the infrared detectors, the green LED will be on. If we block something to the infrared detectors, the LED red will be turned on, but LED green will be turned off. Same goes when there is no blockage. Okay, so you can play around the infrared detectors to see how the LED will be function. Okay, then we continue to the next slide, which is same as functional before. Infrared is declared as the input which receives signal from the environment, and then microprocessor will process the signal from the infrared and then it will convert it the signal to the LED. Then we go to the activity number 4. How we want to turn on the servo motor using a closed press switch. Okay. Servo motor we have also 3 pins or 3 jumper. Okay, the red one is the 5 volt, the orange one is the digital pin, and then the brown one is the ground. So, and then the switches we have also ground pin and signal pin. So the ground pin we need to connect to the ground using resistor. So then the power pin we need to connect to the 5 volt. So using the code in the Arduino IDE, we need to input library from the Arduino, which is servo.h. So this is the library for the servo. So we declare servo as a motor. So at the board setup, we attach the motor at pin number 6, and then pin number 5 we declare as input because this is our close press switch. So close press switch is input lah. Then motor attached at pin number 6. And then at the void loop in integer button, we represent button as digital read number 5 because at pin number 5 is the button to receive signal from out environment. And then if we press the button, when the button is high, the motor or the servo motor will write 180 degrees. This means that the servo motor will rotate to 180 degrees. And then we delay until 2 seconds. Then we if we release the press of the switch, the motor will turn back to the 0 degree. Okay, let's see how the servo motor is functioning. Okay, this is the close press switch, and then this is the servo motor. And then if you press, the servo motor will rotate 180. So the servo motor receives the signal from the Arduino in perfect condition. Okay. Then we go to the last activity, which is we combine together all the input device and output device into one circuit. Okay. This is what we call as frame packing. Okay. When we have a red, we have the infrared detectors. So the infrared detectors will receive signal or we receive blockage from my finger. Then the LED will turn the red LED will be turned on. Then if we press this button, the servo motor will rotate until 90 degrees. So let's see how the code is function. So we combine together all the input devices in the board setup, which is from pin 2 until pin 5, and the last bit is the motor or the servo motor we attach to the pin number 6. Pin number 2 is the LED green, pin number 3 is the red LED, pin number 4 is the infrared detectors, pin number 5 is the close press switch, and pin number 6 that is the servo motor. So by using this code, if there is a blockage to the infrared detectors, the red LED will be turned on, but the green LED will be turned off. Then if we press the close press switch, the servo motor will rotate until 90 degrees. Okay, let's see how it is functioning. Okay, as you can see here, the recording already uploaded to the Arduino. So you can see here, okay, if I touch the LED, the infrared detectors, the red LED will be turned on. But if there is no blockage, the green LED will be turned on. So if we block the infrared detectors, the red LED will be turned on. Then we press the close press switch, so the servo motor will rotate 90 degrees. Then if we release the blockage to the infrared detectors, so the green LED will be turned on. So this is what we call as the ring pattern. Okay, so the function is still the same, which is you have the input devices receive signal from the environment, and the microcontroller will process the signal from the input device, and then we convert to the servo or LED as a output signal. So this is my last slide. So if you have any question, you can contact me. Okay. So terima kasih.